je vous dis bonsoir. Je m'appelle Clément et ce soir, je suis avec sur ELEGBETE TV Radio.
ELEGBETE TV Radio. We dare to lead. ELEGBETE TV Radio. Redefining broadcasting.
Until I'm going to Cameroon, I am. I'm going to answer that question. I'm going this weekend. Why not? I mean, they play the ball. That will be the plan. A production and they do. Well, it's better to lose 7 minutes of the show and get it right than just ignore a little technical problem that will mess up the entire show. So I decided to fix it. Yesterday we had the same problem. We ignored it, but then it came up this morning again, and we needed to really fix it. So it's done. Good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on ELEGBETE TV Radio. My name is Idafe Matthew. You love to come to ELEGBETE One Sports. Let me start straight away with so many greetings and comments on Instagram already. Hey, football page now for you Cameroon now. How you feeling? How was the yesterday? I wish you could send me a voice note on WhatsApp. Just give me a description of how it was in Cameroon yesterday. Your own take, because for me, the Super Eagles really did us proud. Like proud. They made us proud. I was very excited. Not like winning Egypt is the holy grail of football, but then going into this African Cup of Nations, we've really not had the best of preparation. And this again it goes back to one of those things that I was always saying, that football is more about mentality than skills or talent, or I'm not saying preparation is bad. Preparation is good. Okay, so nobody have, so that people don't come here and say, how do I put it now? This one you're saying you're making people not to prepare. No, preparation is good, but in football, you must understand that once you already have the ingredients, one of the real things you need to bind everything together is mentality, and that's what changed in the Super Eagles of Guavon yesterday and the Super Eagles of Ghana Draw. But let's not forget that this is how Ghana Draw also started, because a lot of people are like, Ghana Draw, and then this is how Ghana Draw started. Ghana Draw beat Algeria, beat Zambia, beat Cameroon in Nigeria, 4 goals to 1 or 4 goals to nothing. Remember, so we've seen this before. Can we sustain it? The difference between highly successful people and not so successful people is sustainers of mentality, getting into that zone and say, okay, I want to stay here permanently. It's all in the discussion that we'll have anyway. We would talk about a lot of those things. I want to first of all say, I am overwhelmed. I am astounded. I am amazed at what happened with the video that we put out. Okay, so I did a post-match analysis of my take. It was just my take, the way I saw that game, what I saw in the game, the tactics, the setup, because everybody's saying that the Super Eagles played 4-3-3 in that game. I bet everything that I have from the knowledge that I have of football that I was in the 4-3-3 formation. Okay, but a lot of people did see it that way. Now, we'll put out that video, and I just wanted to explain it and then also celebrate the players as best as I can. Guess what? That video exploded into life. I mean, it took a life of its own. Not only the fact that it took a life of its own, our subscriber base just increased tremendously, like exponentially. We were, as of yesterday, before that video came on, we were 5,347 or so. Right now, we're 5,583. That does not look big in the eyes of a lot of people, but for me, where I'm coming from, now this is why I think it's important, and why I'm grateful I'm explaining this. It's the fact that I've got an entire month before where we got only 2 subscribers. I've got an entire year where we got only 330 subscribers in one whole year, 365 days, more like 1 subscriber per day for the whole year. So to get over close to 300 plus subscribers in less than 24 hours is amazing. Nobody owes you, nobody sends you. So for you to get that kind of attention just because you put up one video and getting over, let me check on the last count and know where I stand with this so that I don't quote the wrong numbers. But last time I checked, it was about 14,800 plus views on it in less than 24 hours. Like, it's really, really encouraging. It's really exciting to see that we've gotten that much numbers, and it's beautiful. I wouldn't lie, it's very, very beautiful. So it's a thing of joy for me seeing that we got to that point or that level in terms of growth overnight. I mean, I know it doesn't happen all the time. I wish it's a regular occurrence. It's a consistent thing that just keep happening. Okay, it's a gift that keep giving. But it's fine that we could even hit 10,000 in less than 8 hours. That was fine. So thank you to everybody who made that possible, and the comments are pouring in. The excitement, the joy of seeing that happen was very, 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 very amazing. 15,000 plus people. So let's get on the show today. I mean, yesterday I asked you guys to send in your goodwill messages, your wishes for the Super Eagles. Today I'm going to say that you be the analyst, okay? Whether on Instagram, or Facebook, or YouTube, or the phone line 0702500069 or WhatsApp 08034277165. Tell me what you saw in that game. What changed? What do you think changed? What you know, you could do player rating, player by player, Nigerian players, Egyptian players. You could do the game itself, the in-game tactics. Where is Coach Ayere when you need him on this kind of situation? You can do the in-game tactics. You can tell me what you think changed in that game. What really was the game changer? What made the game? What made it happen for the Super Eagles? And what went wrong with the Egyptians? Because we're so focused on the Nigerian team that we're not even analyzing. Yeah, we're Nigerian, so we should focus on our team. But let's see all of this. I want to get your take on all of the games, and then you could also touch base with the rest of Africa. Remember, there were 3 games that played yesterday, only 1 goal was scored. I am still worried about the fact that African football goals are not being scored. I'm still worried. Really, really worried. I'm waiting for the time where we will see a lot of goals. Goals makes the game happen. Without goals in football, there is excitement, but without goals, something is missing. You play 2 games, one penalty was very, very lame. And hey, I don't know, Sudan and their opposition. But let's see how it goes. Wow, I got a very long piece to hear, and I'm going to read it. Divine Harmony Tonke, say good morning, boss. How you did this morning? The celebration never stick up for my system. My take on the game yesterday: goalkeeper was alert when needed. Defense was compact, moved with maturity, but center back pairing looked suspect at times. Just two occasions anyway, and that's normal. Even the greatest players get suspect sometimes. More to come from our fullbacks, man. Those guys they were amazing. I am so sure that Ndidi was Lord in the midfield. Okay, played like a captain. Aribo did the needful in midfield, applied himself where and when needed. Is it just me, or does Aribo look skinny in a Nigerian jersey and bigger in a Rangers jersey? Okay, so let me tell you the trick of that, because I've been in that kind of situation, so I can tell you. The Rangers jersey is more like balloon type jersey, so it's big. It's like the Arsenal jersey, and then the Super Eagles jersey is like the Spurs jerseys. If you look at the Spurs team, their jerseys, Spurs is the only team in the Premier League that have jerseys that look like Italian league teams. Okay, Arsenal's jersey is big, so it makes Tomiyasu look big, makes some of the players look big. But when you wear the Nigerian jersey, it's a body wrap, it's a fitted jersey, it's a suction. Yeah, that's the word. The Nigerian jersey is a suction, so you wear it, and it because of its elasticity, it's snapped into you. So if you are like small body, fit body, it just goes in. But then when you wear the Ranger jersey, because it's a open, free, rated jersey, it's different. That's the reason why you see that. Moses was a nuisance to the Egyptians' defense, but final ball is still not there at the moment. I agree with you 100%. Chukwueze has a lot to learn. Educate needs to be better with decision. Iheanacho, AFCON 2021. I think you should say 2021. Highest goal scorer? Nah, I don't think. We'll see about that. When he did the needful, for me, one beast of a player he is. He did the needful, but who saw the difference between Awoniyi and Sadiq? Be the judge, not me. As a team, we are yet to understand each other, which partially contributed to our wasting many chances. But as a tournament team, I trust us to get better with each game. One down, 6 months ago, this guy is aiming for the finals. I love that spirit. Go Super Eagles, hashtag AFCON 2021, not 2022, bro. So, let me take some messages from Instagram. Official Olua Sanjo, yeah. Elegbete, why your face comes strong like this? You're sick. You need a doctor. I think you need a doctor. I don't know how my face got anything to do with football, or you need a doctor. If doctor know what, you need Mommy Gio to. In short, people who talk like this will go to. I am Senon. He said, Edafe, your friend play well. Oh, your criticism helped him to be a better player. Moses Simon, yeah, he did well. He did excellently well. But I think he can improve his crosses. Okay. Good morning, sir. I know that a week ago, a guy like bros, take it easy on me now. What I would do you say? I was like, I know you're not doing me anything. I'm not angry with you. Rajezi, he say, take it easy with me now. Everything I just do just the day about it. I'm surprised for this tournament. I said, go ahead and surprise me. That's what we're looking for. That's the prayer. I mean, I don't hate you. You're my guy, like my guy. But I mean, let me take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. He goes what? You don't know your name again.
Good morning.
Good morning. You don't know your name again.
My name is Tanguy Ndombele. I'm not able to do my name.
But the way my name is Slim Shady. I don't understand.
Okay. You know, too much of joy for that. When you go around here, you know the rules of things. You forget the guys. Like I said yesterday, I said I wish they would go there as long as they go and beat the midfield. And they put them and they went there to beat the midfield. I wish I can just see them. Someone can just come and dispatch some good thinking about it to them and they say too well. As Mama is the people from other side. Something about the Chicago that shocked me yesterday.
Okay.
Absolutely is the new coach bounce. But nevertheless, they play like because I've been with them for a long time, like they know each other. So I don't know when I'm not to their own video. But whether that man now principal Cristiano, now they can think if the thing is continue like this, we don't need that man. Whether we need the actor, we go second, we come third, we come fourth. If the thing has to be like this way, we don't need that principal being as Cristiano.
All right, thank
That's
you.
where I stand right now. And I'm sure happy for the team.
Thank you very much.
All great things ahead.
All right, thank you very much. Man is so excited. The guy, that's the guy that prepares the best bully and great fish and turkey and chicken with fantastic sauce. I mean, he's Lausa, but I order from Ajayi because I know that he delivers me the very, very best. So you could look out for him. And on Instagram is the grill. You can look out for him and get into that conversation with him to supply you in your office and your home and surprise somebody, do anything you want to do and get the fun out of it. Well, I don't understand this conversation of people saying that Aribo is always, I don't know. Okay, so let's sit down. Let's go into the conversation. So Rajesh says, you're no longer going to Cameroon. I'm going to Cameroon. I'm doing the production. My crew are already there. See, when you lead a team, your job is to first of all get all the funding for your team. It's not me going to Cameroon. I'm not going there to handle camera or do anything. I'm just going there to coordinate. I can also do that remotely, but I'm still going to go to Cameroon anyway. I'm going to go to Cameroon maybe this weekend or next week. But I need to get all the fundings that I need to get to raise for them to be able to be comfortable while doing their job. Okay, they say laborer is worthy of his wages, so you got to be very, very, very proactive in setting all that going. It's not me that's needed; it's the team that's needed to do that. But I'm just going. If I go to Cameroon and practice, I can't say it's a vacation because I'm going to work. I'm going to like be involved in the thick of things. Like, hey, do this. This is what I need to come. This is what I need. This is what. But the real work is going to be done by the crew, and the crew is already there. So we got good clips from yesterday, the day before their training, and as the tournament progresses, we'll have a 70 days work line to get this production through. So don't worry, guys. I'll be in Cameroon. My going to Cameroon is not. Like, okay, I must be there before the tournament starts. But then, for as long as I'm around, I still have to do my show. Football in Pidgin League, say yes, I do, bros. Okay, Redo, I do. I will do that, sir. Very, very good. Please, I really need you to put something on the voice note and send to me. I'll play it on there. Okay. The atmosphere for Stade Rumaya Aja yesterday, now blast. Okay. I don't know what I pressed to. I did for airport when the Egyptian supporters club enter Garoua and then they make loud noise. So Egyptians are loud. Egyptians are very, very loud. I lived in Egypt for 6 months and I understand Fridays when they are going for games, the car honking and all that. Egyptians are loud when it comes to football. They're very passionate about their football, so I'm not surprised. But when them enter stadium, Niger fans for the stadium position them for their corner. Pidgin English is sweet to me. Hey, I need to go back to doing Pidgin English now. That's right. I enjoy Pidgin English a lot. Like it's sweet. Like feel like I'm at home talking to my homies. Don't worry. Cast underscore 347 will say, good morning from Istanbul. How are you? The only country that is on 2 continents. Okay. I remember when I went to Turkey. Yeah, I was like, whoa. This way is Asia, this way is Europe. Oh, wow, God bless you now. 1 passport, 2 continents. Hey, you don't know how good that Turkish passport is. I think Aribo is a very decent player. Enjoy seeing him more on the ball. I've always said that. I said that, but people said I don't know what I'm saying. I remember when I did that video when I said I would start Aribo ahead of Alex Iwobi. People said, I was creating confusion. I wasn't. I just say the fact. I don't think I would ever start Alex Iwobi. But then, good enough that we have this team going the way they are. And we still don't have Frank Onyeka playing, but the team is playing that good. I enjoyed it. Okay. This is from Oyedikachi Unjoku. Good morning, Edafe. Writing you from Abakileke in the Ebonyi State. Listening to you. Used to be in Lagos, but now based here for work. Enjoyed the video that you posted last night. I've been following you for quite a while, and I'm one of those who actually thought you don't know what you're doing. I hate that. Okay, but seeing that video yesterday and remembering the Fanika Ede video you did, that gives me this reason to ask this question. I've done YouTube before, but I had to quit because the numbers were not adding up, and it didn't look like even if I do it for 100 years, for 600 years. That's what came to my mind, sorry. And that anything would ever come out of it. What gives you the courage to stay on and still keep believing? That's hard to answer. Really hard to answer. Like to be, if I need to be honest with you. But okay, so I'm gonna say this. I didn't set out to do YouTube and say, okay, I'm just going to depend on the YouTube to give me money. I know that money was going to come. There's no argument about whether money was going to come from the YouTube channel. I knew that one for a certain, absolute certain. But I also knew that it was just the window to the heart and soul of the business of media. I always wanted to be in production. I always felt that Nigerian sports does not have a proper announcer. Does not have, like you have ESPN in the US. We don't tell stories. What we actually do in sports, and take it from somebody who's been in the industry long enough, who worked with the biggest sports radio station in Africa. What we've always done is just look for things to criticize. We've not really created that much. That's why the industry is not growing. So when I came in and I was doing YouTube, I wasn't doing YouTube that, today I will make money from it. And it is tough because you're not working, you're not earning money, you have a family. You have a very beautiful, lovely, adorable, but very expensive family to take care of. My kids are very expensive. So it was hard. But then, I knew that I had a little saved and it was going to run dry. And then there are other things that I was going to do to keep me going. So that's one of the things that kept me going. Now, on the YouTube side, from my research, I knew it takes 5, 7 to 10 years for it to germinate, for it to really hold ground. And then people don't really buy into sports content the way they buy into comedy, movie skits, semi-naked videos and all that. So I also know that. And then over here in Nigeria, this type of production, this type of channels don't really, move people's head. But you see, one of the things that make people stand out is when you decide that I want to do something that other people don't do, and I want to stay true to it. I also know that consistency, hitting the rock in one spot consistently would always crack the rock. So it was a thing of keep going at this, you will eventually get it right. I believed in myself. I believed in the team that I have. I believed in the content that we're putting out. It was a matter of time. And that's what is happening. There's always going to be, like Akel Abi and Gary Vee will say, you don't know the video that will go viral when you are making it. But when it happens, you see it. If you go back and watch Money Heist, the phenomenon, where they were telling the story of Money Heist. They didn't do Money Heist to turn out to be this whole amazing video now that Netflix is paying $10 million for one episode. I'm not talking one season, one episode. You know, they're paying $10 million for it. They didn't do it with that mind that this is what's going to happen. But Money Heist became like the biggest box office series on Netflix. So you just do your work, be consistent with it, put your mind to it that, you know, you love this. I believe in the universe a lot that if you give yourself, if you give all of yourself, like John Legend said, all of it, if you give all of you to anything, the universe will respond with bringing people. You know how intelligence will say, if God gives you a vision, it would make provision, right? So what I did was to run with the vision that I had and explain it to as many people that I met. I remember meeting people on the road and they asked me, what are you doing now? Why are you not going to this radio station or that TV station to go and work? Because I was having job offers. And people told me, why are you not taking on this offer? I spoke to this person, I mentioned the name, and then they called you and then you told me that why? And I explained my vision, what I want, how I wanted to go. I used to tell people that one day I'll be producing films, I'll be doing documentaries, I'll be reporting Nigerian football from every part of the country, I'll be supporting the ecosystem. And I keep saying this thing that is a $5 billion industry. And people look at me like, what are you saying? Even people, masters in the game, people who are deep in the game. But I believe it because that's another way for me to encourage myself to tell myself that, look, this is why I'm doing this. If people around me don't believe me, I should believe myself. And I think that's the result I'm getting. And you know, at least came up, we did a partnership, and we saw what at least I turned out to be. And then, you know, production of movie came in, podcast, a whole lot of things have come out now from me that is keeping me going. But most of all, the biggest value that have come from me doing this is a group of people who came together to first were supporters and then friends and then became like family, real family. This group of people are the reason why I've not quit, because I've also gotten to the point where I wanted to quit, pack up and go do something else. There's so many things I can do. I'm from Niger Delta. I can go home and go work as Scrappers offshore. I'll be earning between 500 to 750,000 naira every month. I've got a certificate that can give me that. And I could also join relocating abroad was not part of it anyway. There was a time it crossed my mind, but it wasn't really deeply part of my thought because I don't know how to go do some of the jobs that people are doing abroad. I won't lie. Okay. Not all of us are medical experts. I'm not a medical person. I'm not good with blood. So I couldn't have even go through that area. And, you know, those people are some of the best people going abroad. Any other job is cut in between, or probably lawyers as well. I'm not in any of those two fields. But that said, I think I believed in myself so much that it didn't take time for people to come in and give me the kind of support that is required. And that has kept me going so far. So for me, that's the magic behind it. I hope that if you decide to do it again, you would have that kind of support. But thanks to the Elevated TV and radio family, these guys, they gave us last year what was the 10 kVA generator. I can't say it enough. And financially, they've been there. Like every time we needed something, oh, I need 100,000, I need 500,000, I need $1 million. There's always somebody who's like, okay, I'll give you this. Okay, I'll give you this. Pay me back this one, or don't even pay back. Just take it, support it. I believe in the project. So those people are the real MVP. I'm just here, the guy who you see in the front, the face of the project. But those guys are the real MVP. So I hope that when you start again, you have a team. I remember Bobby once told me that, look, listen, all of this thing, just get a good team behind you. People who believe in it and can say it true. Same word that Kevin Hart said. He said, listen, it's not about you that is on stage. Yeah, you're on stage. You're the money maker. You're going to make everybody successful eventually. But at the beginning, the first 10 years, the first 15 years where no money is coming, you've got to have a group of people who believe in you, who tells you every day, I believe in you. I know you can do it. And it's hard, especially, I mean, we just started and then COVID showed up. What else could you ask for? COVID showed up and COVID was something that nobody had answered to. So it's difficult. Divine, I hope I've answered you, my brother from Abakaliki. Divine Harmony Tokay say we beat the Egyptians to their game plan. Carlos Queiroz is a coach after the order of Benatroll. They tried to defend and attack you on the counter. If they had succeeded, it would have been disastrous for us, especially when they make us chase the game. Our confidence and the way we applied ourselves in that first half was everything. We tuned it down in the second half, but our team knew what to do in that second half, and that was to frustrate every attempt of the Egyptians. We could have destroyed them in that second half like 4-0, but our strikers just didn't do the right thing. At the end of the day, job was done perfectly. Our strength in depth Ilado. Yes, I agree with you on that one. Okay. Olisa Manuel says, good morning, Elegotem. Olisa from Lagos, keeping Iwobi on the bench shows that this coach knows what he's doing. I think so too. And James from Lagos, he says, good morning. I like the video you put up last night. I saw it very late in the night. It was nice. Your pace was beautiful. Your analysis, your understanding of the game. You said that the team didn't play 4-3-3. What make you say so? Okay, well, I explained it in the video already. And if you go back and replay the game in your head, what all the live score platform was showing was 4-3-3, but the Super Eagles didn't play 4-3-3. It was actually a 4-5-1 that morphed into a 4-4-1-1. Okay, so Samuel and Chukwueze were part of the midfield that had Joe Aribo and Wilfred Ndidi. So they were pressing high as they were going forward. The two fullbacks, Olaina and Saidu Sanusi, who were beasts on their day, were good. Now, one of the things that you need to understand was the fact that Kelechi Iheanacho was not playing as a twin striker with Awoni. Awoni showed that him alone can be a destroyer. He was a beautiful menace and a beautiful nuisance in the Egyptian defense. He made their life miserable. It was the 10th plague all in one. Before we crossed the Red Sea, before Moses parted the Red Sea for Kelechi Iheanacho to score the goal, it was the 10th plague all in one. Like, he was a nuisance to that defense. He didn't make them settle. Like Divine Amani Tanguy said, they wanted to sit back, so-called the pressure and hit us on the counter. But now, they didn't have much of the ball. I wonder when I saw the possession and they said that the Egyptians had more possession than Nigeria. I was really, really wondering what that statistics was coming from. But we didn't make them settle in on the ball. And to really execute your game plan, you have to settle on the ball. Nigeria didn't come to settle on the ball. Nigeria just came. So when you're wearing white and you're fighting with a pig, even if you kill the pig, you're going to look like an idiot at the end of the fight. That's the kind of system that Nigeria played. You know what? We don't come here to look nice. We must make sure you don't play well. So Kelechi was playing in number 8 position. Awoni was number 9, but it was in number 8.5, like the Amokachi kind of number 8, where he drops down to join the midfield, makes them 5. When we're going forward, he goes back to join Atawa Awoni, but it wasn't a 8 and 9 pair. So it was a 4-4-2, at some point 4-4-1-1 or 4-5-1 if Kelechi joins them in the midfield. That was it. It wasn't a flat out 4-3-3 because there was no number 10 in that game. If anybody was playing in number 10, it was Joe Aribo, but it was also quick to help in putting stability at the back, the defensive midfield position, which was very, very good. And sometimes those type of job, people don't notice it. He was playing like an Edgar Davies in that game yesterday. And Iklara said of where Wilfred Ndidi was more of the let's say Mikel Obi Makaleli kind, not Edgar Davies actually, but Aribo was playing like the Claracino of the team. It was going forward at the same time, coming back, making sure that first solidity at the back was key. And now, if you watch that game and then you go back to the video we put out at Athletes where Iguavo was explaining his tactics, you could now understand better what he was saying about the axe of the team, the spine, and marking the opposition players. When you talk about his structure, marking them up so that instead of coming forward, they have to go back, not bringing the crosses in. All of those things I saw in the game. He was a man of his word. He kept his word very well. Someone on Instagram said Kelechi was playing 8. Yes, Kaz underscore 347. You're right about that one. Uka Benson said is because the Egyptians kept the ball on ground while Nigeria was everywhere to make sure they never play. So it was massive attack, massive defense. Thank you very much for that. Let me go to YouTube and see there's comments there. Whoa, we are overflooded today. I know. Here's a Patrick said, good morning, boss. My brother Hybrid 10. So that thing you told me, and somebody else explained it to me because I had to call the YouTubers and find out if I can do that and not get sanctioned. Because I've not reached a place where after all this hard work, I get sanctioned and my channel is taken down and then we'll start afresh again. It would devastate me because too many people are putting effort. And then they said I can do it for as long as I'm not showing the match and I'm not also running and taking the audio commentary from the game. and it's hard for me to watch a game and I'm not hearing the commentary. But I would look into it. If I'm not traveling this weekend, I most likely will travel this weekend on first Monday or Tuesday, because I have a few presentations to do to certain people, and I have to, because I've committed myself to it. So we will look into it for the next Super Eagles game. I will try and do it and see how it affect the numbers. But it was a good suggestion. Thank you very much for that. Having said that, let's continue. Say good morning, Mr. Daffy. Thank you very much. Roommate Isaiah PCC, what do you think changed? Is it the coach or the players just stepped up? I think, I'm going to give credit to the coach, because if they didn't play well yesterday, we would all say, oh, Iguavan is the same of the same, gonna trust, so we would have been saying is gonna trust 2.0. It's the coach. I'm going to give all the credit to the coach. Now, the players didn't change. The playing personnel didn't change. Moses still struggled with crosses. We still struggle with burying the ball in the net. But what happened is the coach brought in a different mentality. And to appreciate it better, if you go and watch the video where on film room, on athletes, where Iguavan was explaining his tactics, you will not see all of those things he's saying. You see it clearly in the game. So it's the coach. The coach brought in a mentality that's different from what they were used to. And this is also how Ganacho started. Remember, we beat Cameroon 4-1. We beat Algeria. We beat Zambia home and away. But at some point, they got relaxed. They got complacent. I just pray that Iguavan notice this and not get complacent. I will keep saying, I'll continue to say, there's a big question in the room, big elephant in the room, that if Iguavan goes on to win the African Nations Cup, what happened to Jose Peseiro? That's a very, very big question that we would need to answer in Nigerian football. Eze Patrick went on to say, nice game yesterday. Almost to Salah was the plan for the Egyptians. Poor tactics from them. Dedication from the Niger players. Amazing first half and drab second half. For me, till Educate kicked up the pace. I agree with you, but not really as drab as you're saying it. But it was fantastic first half. And I also think that the coach Carlos Queiroz made a mistake by playing Mo Salah through the middle. Mo Salah is not a through the middle kind of striker. Let's be very honest. He's not a back to goal striker. But in Egypt, they just assume that he's Mo Salah, so Mo Salah can do anything after a Super Eagles. But then that didn't work. That just didn't work. But it's good for us. Our team also made sure that the plan is get the ball to Mo Salah, he knows what to do. That's the tactical plan of the Egyptians. But then the Nigerian team, tactically, and this is why I give credit to the coach, knew that just marking Mo Salah will not solve the problem. It will win far, it will cause us more problem. What they did was make sure they stop the outlet for where passes are going to come to Mo Salah. At Liverpool, you see what Trent Alexander-Arnold does, what Sadio Mane does, what the rest of the team does to always make sure he gets the ball. What Nigeria did was to make sure the people who are supposed to feed Mo Salah doesn't even settle on the ball to think of raising their head and then find Mo Salah. And then Mo Salah didn't expand the field by playing wide. He was playing too much through the middle. That's a very easy way to narrow, to shut him out. And that exactly worked for us. So wrong tactics by the Egyptians, but great team play, great positional discipline, great attitude and mentality from the Super Eagles cost us to win that game. It was a very, very beautiful one. Remember Isaiah Pacey said the Super Eagles play was so different. Is it that the Egyptians did not come to the party, or we had superior players? I think we had superior game plan, not necessarily players, but superior game plan, and it worked to perfection. Johnny Gafar, he said, the further Aribo plays, the better. Personally, I will play him as a number 10 and Ndidi Anoyeka behind him. That has always been my cry, my plea, and my position. Okay, Olamatu, he said, good morning, Mr. Elegbete. The Super Eagles were superb yesterday, considering how we created chances, even though we don't convert most of the chances. Yes, I agree with you. And let me see, I don't know. He said, me too. I was looking for how that percentage came. I'm still surprised. I'm still very, very surprised at the percentage. Who invented that number? I don't get it. How can they say? Now, I understand that the first half we were with the ball more than they were. We were a menace to them, but somehow they still say that they had more ball possession. I don't know how that worked anyway, but the most important thing, the biggest statistics in a football match is the scoreline, and that one spoke for us more than anything. Grace Mercy say, please, bro, contact me, Football Family FC. I don't know how to contact you unless you will send me an email at Michael Idafi gmail.com. Then I'll contact you, but I don't know how to contact you. Probably you could reach me on my DM on Instagram at ELEGBETETVRADIO, and then we'll take the conversation from there. I return and say thanks for considering. No, definitely. See, this is a family project. This is everybody. You are a major contributor to this project. So I can't take your opinion or views for granted. It is important. And if I come here and tell you I know it all, then I'm sick. I don't know anything about YouTube. I started YouTube just for the fun of it, and then I got fired, and I was like, somebody who's worth about $6 billion cash and asset could be angry that I'm doing this thing on YouTube. Then this YouTube must be very, very important because this is a brilliant man. This is not just anybody. So I decided to dig in, and in digging in, I got to the place where I know, oh, this thing is financially rewarding, but not that I could also reach the world, the globe, doing this. So it worked well for me. It's a low grind. So you consider everything. Like anybody throw at you, you look at the person first. Like, is this person for me or against me? If the person is for you, then you have to consider that opinion. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Who's speaking, please? Hey, Ogumbe, how now?
I think so.
Let's hear your contribution.
I think the equator of this winning. I think everything points to that. Toronto and now should know something about the game. Because I just want to understand. We need the space of time and things change. I'm still thinking about what this Toronto do to change the mentality and change the game of itself. Because they perform incredibly well. And for that percentage, I don't know where they write it from. Because Nigeria is all over Egypt. They are all over Egypt. But first of all, I don't know about the second half. They don't give them any chance. They don't respect anything that don't stop much yesterday. My own point for time nothing. I think the coach, I know some players cannot change their style because they take to the shock of that game now, but they can still work on them. The last touch is the problem for you.
Yeah, I think he can work on it. Yes, that thing is coachable, so he can work on it.
Yes, he will do everything, just like they do it. The middle will do everything. And the last touch, so for me, it can do that. It will be a game changer and a game winner for Nigeria. So I know what everywhere yesterday and it's Nigeria. I think the team can do well. They go up with this way and they do not allow this to get to the head. I hope it not get there. They need to be top up. And someone even talk about that they follow Salah everywhere. People correct him. They follow him to correct him.
I like that.
Because I hope they continue. And we will be expecting in Egypt. And Cameroon, sorry, to give us the info.
I will. I'm not going to Cameroon to go and report match. I'm going to shoot a movie. I'm not a reporter in Cameroon. Sorry. So just let me be here. I definitely would. You're welcome, dear. I definitely will bring in some in-swinger from Cameroon, but I'm going there to shoot a film that will be on Amazon Prime by September. So let's get that one clear so that I don't go there and I'm like, if you never finally report, like my former place of work, you have to do this because I don't want to hear that one. Hey, Joy, my little sister, it says, Senior Bros, you are a living icon. Thank you very much for that. I love you. Okay. He said, I was told by Rangers FC and the media and fans that Aribo reminds them of Brian Laudrup. Yeah, now that you mentioned it, there's a bit of similarity. The techniques might be different, but the movement and the swings, yeah, there's so much. It didn't cross my mind. But thank you. There's so much similarity. Yeah, I watched Brian Laudrup a lot. So, yeah, there's so much similarity between the two players. Just the technique is different. Brian Laudrup's technique was way more advanced ball. there's so much that, if there's a player that reminds you of him, it's got to be him anyway. Father Fidelis Udeme Abasi Udo Soro. Sorry if I don't pronounce it well. How is Kenneth Omero? Okay, the doctors were checking him last night. I think before the day runs out, I'll get full feedback, but it's not a major one. It's a precautionary substitution so that it doesn't get worse, but it's going to be fine. But Fidelis Udeme again said, what's your take on Ajayi? Semi Ajayi, he didn't have too much time to play, but we've seen him play at West Bromwich Albion. I would know that he's a good player. But I like when he comes in. One of the things that I love, I love players that talk. That's why I don't like Bernard Leno. Ben Leno at Arsenal as a goalkeeper. I like players that talk. He was communicating immediately. He was talking. He was like marshalling, like talking. That's what makes Stephen Keshi a great defender. Defenders, there's only one defender that is quiet that did not have fault. Usho Kichuku. Every other one, you need a defender to communicate, to hold the line. Hey, you stay there, and he was communicating. So I like that. And then he's got height. One other thing that Iguavan brought is all of a sudden, also by these players were now like 6 feet. He brought giant back. It's like he brought back the Clemavesta all days. Everybody were giant. Egyptians now looked small. It was truly a case of the Egyptians you see today. You see them again no more because they look small and we were all big on them. Another thing he did, Ganadraw always played Moses Simon on the right hand side, which is the idea is okay. You're a left footer, you play to the right, and then you can coil the ball like Mahrez with your left leg and get more goals. That's the idea. But he also restricted him because maybe he didn't have the technique. But I'm playing in his preferred left position because that's where he was playing for Dolphin when he played in Nigeria. And that's also where he played for his club in France. Everything just changed. His game just changed. It was more robust. It was more attacking. One of the things that he did that I love was taking out Taufik because Taufik was supposed to be like the Trent Alexander-Arnold for Mo Salah. You have seen him play in club football. He's very, very good at going forward, whipping in the crosses. He took him out in the 9th minute with a dribble, not a push, not contact. Took him out in the 9th minute. Once they substituted him, it was like Mo Salah's game was dead. Dead from that moment. That for me was where he did it. I was surprised that they gave Kelechi Iheanacho. Nothing against Kelechi Iheanacho, but I was surprised that they gave him the man of the match. I was really surprised. I was thinking, no, it was going to be Moses Simon. But I think that the lack of proper final ball counted against him. And then that goal, that goal was a beauty. Settled it down with the lap and one snapping. He chose, educated left foot. That's what you want. Not messy, but something close. Okay? Grace, contact on Facebook, Ashton Case. I will put through on YouTube from the little I know. Okay? As a Patrick, I really want Africa to get it right in football and other fields. I think that one of the things that I think Africa needs to groom its coaches. Africa needs to improve the training of its coaches and then also invest as much faith and salaries as we do for the European coaches and then give them the patience. Okay, we gave Ganatraw 5 years plus, right? Let's give African coaches that same patience. And then African coaches should also rob themselves in glory by staying away from collecting bribe for picking players. Do your job with integrity, be firm and be honest. When players know that they are selected based on merit and they are not selected because they pay, because once you pay a coach to get selected, anything he's saying, you know that you're playing for your money. You're not playing for the coach. The coach, you got checked by paying your money. And in the FAs, African FAs can pay the coaches to the point where they are not owing them. They don't need to depend on players, ask players for money and all that. I think we'll get it right because truth is, nobody will love Africa more than Africans. I'm not saying that the Westerners, the Europeans that are coming don't want to win, but it's not a do or die. I remember my last set of conversation with Raw was just like, you know what? Whatever they like, you'll pay my money. Okay, I'll go. I don't have a problem. I'm not in Nigeria. And I don't think Adeguavon will say that kind of thing because Adeguavon knows I captained this, I played in this team, I captained this team, this team made me. I can't watch this team go down. I will do everything to make it go well. And that's what the South African coach will do for South Africa. That's what an Egyptian coach will do for Egypt. That's what look at Assa Shiata when he was a coach of Egypt. You know how many titles they won and how the team was. Carlos Queiroz, I'm not saying he's not a good coach, but those things always come to mind. My mom used to say this: my own and our own are not the same. So we should always put that at the back of our mind. But then our coaches should also put themselves in a place where the integrity is very, very important. Okay, but I think they did well. Thank you very much, Grace. I will try, but okay, I will look for you on Facebook. As a Patrick, you say, I really want Africa to get it right. Yeah. Olamat, you say, Mr. Elevator, please post this program after the show for people like me to download. Don't download it, please. Just watch it live. Downloading it is robbing me. That's piracy. This is like you coming to tell me that this book that you're writing, I will pirate it, and you don't download it. Watch it, right? And drop a comment on it. I would like to listen to that part where you talked about how this vision started again and again. It motivated me. It's always posted after the show. It's always going to be there. So you search for it and you will see it. Hey, Patrick. Lastly, senior man. If you don't get it, forget about it. Okay, Sadiq Umar is so slow. No, Sadiq Umar is a box player. He's a Ruud van Nistelrooy. We now ask him to go and do a Thierry Henry's job. So he's that kind of striker that stays in the box, that expects to benefit. It's like Paul Onuachu. But because we had an Awoni that was running Heketa Sketa in the beginning, we felt like that is the thing that every other person is supposed to come and do. He's a poacher. He's the guy who stays in the box and deliver. But then at the time they brought him in, when I removed Kelechi Iheanacho, the link between midfield and attack had been broken, right? So he also had to drop. I mean, we're protecting our lead at that time. Legs have been tired. We had overrun ourselves. Legs have been tired. Then we needed to slow down. So that's why it didn't benefit. I wouldn't say Sadiq Umar is a bad player. I've seen him play at the Olympics. I've watched his clips from club. Sadiq Umar is a very good player. He's a player that we would need. He's one of those players that I was banking on that would be a surprise in this tournament. But then African tournament does not produce goals that much. So they could have no verse. Okay. And then at NBC, I didn't know, he said Moses Simon's supposed to be man of the match. Yes, I am happy to see that your subscription is going up, man. I'm surprised. I'm amazed. I mean, I just wish it continues anyway. I just wish it continues like this. The numbers are beautifully amazing. Coman after Isaac, one of the beginners, one of the guys who started this project with me, who believed in me from when it was just an idea. He said, I did listen to the app and watching you save time. Share not be Kolobi that to Kudos Elevated TV Radio. Thank you very much. And thanks to everybody who's downloaded the mobile application on their Android phone. Victor Malalu said, do you think the team would have played that way and won under Raw? I know it would never start Sanusi. Well, you never can tell. The last time he's also performed very well at the beginning of his journey. But I think that coming to the end, if we judge him by the last set of matches, I don't think would have beaten Egypt under Benotro anyway. So it's nice that we let him go and we brought in a man who understands the team. I just hope that this will be redemption for Iguaimo. There are a lot of people who didn't believe Iguaimo. Okay, I remember people accusing me when we put out the film room video. People accusing me that I'm Iguaimo's PRO, Iguaimo, I'm doing the wash, eye service, I'm doing all that. Well, I said, well, time will tell. You know that Iguaimo has not spoken to me since they announced him as coach. It's not taking my call. But people think that you are running around. I'm not. I just love Nigeria enough to know what I think is good. Now, not everything I would do will come around. But you see, I don't do individuals. I do nation. The country is bigger than one individual. So when you see me go from praising this person to go to praise this other person or criticize the same person I was praising yesterday, it's because I look at things from their individual merit. If Iguaimo does something bad tomorrow, I'll still be on top of it. And the fact that he's not taking my call does not mean that that's rubbish what he's doing. He's doing a great job. So just trying to understand that it's not about Iguaimo, but it's about Nigeria. I love Nigeria. And somebody said that, it's because it's from your side. But then I also supported Salisu Yusuf coming back to the team. It's not from my side. You understand? But people will just say what they want to say. Takwa always says fantastic performance from the team under our local coach. And I don't like using the word local coach. Under a Nigerian coach. There's no such thing as a local coach. Okay? It's a Nigerian coach. He's got a UEFA license, right? So I don't think the word local should describe him, because you will not call Wayne Rooney, Frank Lampard local coach, even though they're coaching in England. So let's just say a Nigerian coach. I pray we'll continue in that flow. We'll always do well in our first matches and falter in subsequent ones. I wish the team well, okay? Do we still need a foreign coach? Do we still need Pasero? That's one of the things that I don't know. I don't think we need him anyway. I've always said from the beginning that we don't need him. West Ham should have been the last foreign coach in our country. To his credit, he started the revolution and exposed our players and the rest. players, and the end result was the class of 94 and Olympic 96. These guys are now exposed, ready, and eminently qualified for the job. Some of them are even way better than certain journeymen who claim to be foreign managers. It's a disgrace and disrespectful if we cannot find a suitable manager among them. God bless Nigeria. I agree with you 100%. I can argue that. And hey, there are a pile up of messages that I've not read from WhatsApp. Oh God, please forgive me. I used to think that 1 hour was too long, and all that. Okay, Tony Rona. I hope this is not the Tony Rona that I'm thinking. No one was delivering to him. Now Moses crosses were passing over the Red Sea. I felt the guy was slow also. No, being slow is not a problem. Kanwako was slow, but was effective. Being slow is not a problem. So I won't give Kanwako the pass that is meant for Tijani Babangida. It's just understanding. This is his debut. Some of the players don't know it. Next game, if he comes in again, they might know, oh, we're not supposed to cross the ball over his head. Even though his Ogologo is tall, we'll give him a cutback. Let him have the ball and then miss them first before we judge it. We can't judge. In football, I don't judge a player negatively when he didn't receive the ball that he was supposed to. And then when you come in at a time where, if you look, Chudera Isaac came in, did well, came in, did well, but there was not really crosses. It was more of a threat of goal than bringing crosses. So I can't judge Sadiq Umar on that. It's hard to judge him on that. Lukman Zobozo said Eguavon and his coaching crew did very well. Kudos to them. I hope Yobo is learning and adding to his bag of tricks as a coach. Okay, let's hope that happens. Okay. Hamilton said, I beg, in the name of God, go like when Nigeria play. More people need to see Nigeria's quality. Hamilton say, it's a Benin man. Sounds like it. Not sure. Yes, it's a Benin man. It's a 100% Benin man. And he was born and raised in Sapele. He grew up a bit in Sapele and then came back to Benin because his father was working for AT&P. How do I know all this? It was on my podcast. After the Nations Cup, the podcast will come out. I'm sure you guys will love the podcast. The podcast is so sweet. Like, I'm so excited of all the things that are happening, of the fact that I decided to do this. And there's a caller coming up. Time is up. Bro. Hello, good morning. Yeah, good. Bros, wake up now. Why you talk like who the beat? You be Egyptian? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, talk to me.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm on the talking, right?
Yes, you are. You are. Absolutely.
Okay, my name is Joseph.
Okay, Joseph, talk to me.
Yes. Okay, this Eguavon coach that we currently have.
Yes, yes, sir.
I think he will do a good job.
All right.
And I'm very happy with his performance because they put Egypt to the search. So the question I want to ask now, if Eguavon should go on and win the tournament, should he go to the return or will they remove him of the duty?
Well, to be very honest with you, that's a conversation I'm also having, and it's only Amaju Pinnick and the NFF Executive Committee and Technical Committee that can answer that question. But I think that if he wins the Nations Cup, we do not have any moral justification, football or technical justification, to still say that the government should step aside and go back to become a football director. Even the players will be demoralized, the team will be destroyed. So I think if he wins the Nations Cup, he should be allowed to take the team further and go to play the playoff in March and then go to the World Cup when we win our playoff, our two-legged playoff. My prayer is that they don't give us the arrow from the
Thank you very much. Thank you for the clarity.
You're welcome. All right, that's a good one to have you on the show. That will be our last caller. You have Hybrid said you have too much treasure you need to share with us. This drip is making me tasty. But they say that drip is better because if you share everything at once, you would not have value anymore. You know, scarcity, they say, is the collateral for value. You have so much treasure you need to share with us. This drip is making me tasty. But there is a lot coming this year. So there is a lot coming from our stable. But I mean, let me just go to Cameroon, come back, finish what I'm doing. I won't be that absent this year. I mean, you guys, the support have really made me feel like, okay, I'm on the right path. One of the things that I can say to you, because I'll be shooting a lot on the podcast, And in season 2, I'll be traveling a lot. So what I'll do in the whole of this 2022 is to be around a lot and then look for people that I can groom that can be in my stead when I'm not around. And then in season 2 of the podcast, we'll do a lot of traveling to Europe, African countries. I want to go have a sit down with Samuel Eto'o. I want to go talk to Abedi Ayew Pele. What does it feel to be an African great and the father of 2, okay, who's playing at the top level, captaining the national team like he did, okay? I want to go talk to Basiboli. I want to go talk to Anthony Yeboah. I want to go to Sean Bartlett's Bernard McCarthy. I want to do that. I don't think that the talent or the skills that I have is just a sit in the studio, talk alone. I love it. I'm not against it. I love it. I love what I do so much. But I think that to last for a very long time, I need to go beyond this whole idea of this type of broadcasting of just sitting in one place and doing this. That's why I open myself up to that podcast. That's why we're doing Film Room. That's why we're doing this movie for Amazon Prime. That's why we're doing all the things that we're doing. But there is still more that needs to be done. I think that Nigerians are not rated the way we should be rated in this line of our job. In comedy, we are top there. In movies, we're top there. In academics, we're top there. But then we need to go beyond just sitting in the studio and just be analyst, presenter, reporter, and all that. We need to go past that. We need to break glass ceilings and iron bars and break boundaries. That's what I think anyway. So as it comes, I might make some mistakes in some parts, but the ones that I get right, I will try as much as possible to get it perfectly right. Okay, Tony Rona is a bros. If you did think say now the Tony Rona for your Facebook friends is me, I don't miss you. Okay, I think that's the person. I didn't even know you are now on YouTube. Okay, life and its ups and downs. Wow, thank you very much. It's time for me to run away from the studio. Idowu Adeleke is somewhere on the side waiting for grassroots update on the radio. So for those of you who have not downloaded our mobile application, please do well to go to your Android store, download the Elegbete TV radio app, and help us to also tell your friends that they can listen to the radio on the mobile app. It's been fun. It's been incredible. I think there's a message or two that I missed on Instagram. Luke Man, want to say Iguaban return 4-4-2 to the Super Eagles, and I was surprised. Teams don't play 4-4-2 anymore. Very few teams do that, but then it worked well, and it shows that it's the best way we would play. And Frankie _fresh 00, he said, one thing for sure is please, Simon needs to work on his crossing. We all agree on that one. But let's appreciate him for what he helped us to do, because he kept the Egyptians at bay. They couldn't go forward to support Mo Salah, and that also was a plus. So while we're looking at the negative, let's also appreciate him for the good that he's done. Okay, every time you say now I can go to bed happy. I have listened to my best media man. Thank you very much. I love you for the sacrifice you make all the way in the US to make sure that you listen to us and then funding and supporting this project. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you to everybody who's listening. People stream us live on Instagram. I don't know if I missed some message on Facebook. I don't want anybody getting angry now. Okay, I think Joseph Roberts Ruben said your analysis is super. Thank you very much. Ike Nambora, thank you very much, Ma, for always supporting us. Say good morning, well done. So I've touched base on everything. So those of you that couldn't read your messages on WhatsApp is really many. Jesus Christ, over 100 and something. I'm sorry. We would continue to do this. Simply man, just say, please, Elegbete, what's your view about the penalty incident yesterday? That was the penalty. VR rejected, the referee rejected, it was the penalty. So it stays like that. Leave the Egyptian coach, let him be mourning and complaining. We have won our match. We're looking forward to the next game. And then I hope that African teams will learn how to score goals, because that is what is missing in this tournament. All these 1-1 goal, 0-0 matches is really, really annoying. But then, thank you very much for everybody who's joining on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and listening on the app, and listening as well on the website, www.elegbetevradio.com/radio. God bless you. My name is Daphne Matthew Sogene. You love to come in and on the spot. It's been wonderful on the spot buffet this morning. Thank you, and have for yourself a lovely and amazing day. God bless you, and bye-bye.
The show is powered by Sports Exclusive.
Whoa!
My name is Coach Raji Olatunji Yekini.
Today has been great.
head coach
You
of
kidding me?
Football Club. Keep listening to grassroots sports updates on Elegbete TV radio. Don't miss it.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
Extra quality preseason tournament will take center stage.